Welcome back to The Evil Within. This is our The Quick and the Dead run through the main game. Sebastian is entering Chapter 11. At this time, you saw that we were running at, around 2 hours and 47 minutes, just over. So we're past the halfway point on time remaining. We've used up over half the time. But we're feeling pretty good. We're through Chapter 10. There's only 5 chapters left. This particular chapter can be a real challenge. I think with overpowered guns, lots of adrenaline, stamina, I guess, and a lot of health, it winds up not being particularly challenging on a New Game Plus run. There are some areas that can just be very... I almost got hit by the bus. I wonder if it's possible to actually run over there and get underneath that bus when it falls down. There's a Magnum to the right here that I just skipped right by. So, don't need the Magnum for this part, and there will be a Magnum that I can pick up in the case further on in the chapter. But it was probably worth going over there and picking it up, if nothing else for the extra ammo that should be good. It just skipped my mind. I'm sure it just skipped my mind. It's hard to say when I'm talking about what I'm thinking at the time I'm doing this. I got to remind myself that we made this run months ago. This was our first challenge run that we made. We didn't want it to be the first one that we posted, simply because, I mean, you don't get the story, right? I mean, most of the storyline is missing from this. Speed runs, all the cutscenes you have to cut. You have to skip them, and since you skip the cutscenes, a whole lot of the story goes away. We also aren't picking up documents, reading documents, so an awful lot of the story goes away. So we didn't want it to be the first set of videos we posted, even though it was the first challenge run we made. Therefore, sometimes it's a little hard to remember exactly what I was thinking I needed to do, other than I know the things that trigger for the most part, I know what to trigger. Like, you have to go touch that door so that, hello. He just appeared right there. Normally he has to run over to you. I don't know how he got right there. There's a set of keys here to open that door that we banged on. The guy comes through there that will have a machine gun, and he can be a real problem. And you can see there's a horde of zombies coming from your left. It turns out that the best thing to do is mostly just run there. But now there's another machine gun zombie that's up on that up there. Since we're on casual and we have a lot of health and a lot of armor, body armor, just pretty much just tanked him. Just wanting him out of the way so we can get through. We're not going very far out of our way for ammo. We will go a few steps here and there to get ammo, especially if it's good ammo. It's right in front of you, might as well pick it up though. There's a pathway over to the right here. I guess not right here. Next spot, right? Or was it this one? No, it wasn't this. Okay, so this one drop a body in. There's one that on Akumu. Akumu. There's no body to drop, and so you have to be a little bit more creative. Pretty much here on casual on this one, you can run over there. There's a path over there underneath that sign that you can run on, and you wind up jumping into the water much farther back. But even on Akumu, you don't actually need to do that. They provide you a bottle, and you can use the bottle to distract you long enough to get up there. Trying to take as straight of path as I can. Now here's where I'm going to get my Magnum. There's a case right here next to that buggy. Yeah. Oh well. Yeah, I'm going to get my Magnum. I already have a Magnum. This is a New Game Plus. I already have a Magnum. I already have a Magnum that's fully upgraded, so I'm going to get some more Magnum ammo. But talked about like skipping the Magnum, but I skipped Magnum ammo basically. Used the shotgun, could use the Magnum. Could use crossbow bolts for that matter. Now you see we'll use our speed. Oh, actually we have to get back out of the hospital quickly.
This place is filthy. Is this his doing?
Yeah, for our run here, the hospital is just almost an annoyance. You just want to get out of it as quickly as possible. Every time. There's nothing for us to upgrade, and we don't care about finding any of the documents. We're not going to our lock boxes to get any of the resources there. And you can see, we could have shot him from up there, but come down here. We don't have to worry about headshots. Our weapon's powerful enough to kill with body shots. When all else fails, headshots. That was obviously a big waste of a grenade there. Actually worked out pretty well. Shooting the guy with the dynamite, him falling down. Killed two of them. Going through a lot of handgun ammo. There is a sequence to these that I was just convinced the door was going to open. Why isn't it opening? Okay. That irritated me. I thought about restarting, I think. You need to trigger this door to come open and close with the guy with the machine gun. And it will not open. Yeah, okay. So the grenade killed him. There is a sequence to how that door will open and when it'll open. And to get through the Akumu difficulty, you need to understand it a whole lot better there than that was just brute force. Just keep running at it until it opens and shoot whatever comes out of it. But that's been the approach we've had through this whole run, is just kind of brute force it, push forward, act like a one-man army. We can survive almost any attack from almost any creature. At least once, And then our syringes provide so much health that it's far as I can tell, he's almost impervious when he's on that ladder. Just wait for him to come over here and sit down. I like to shoot these guys. If you shoot him in the legs, often he'll flip up where he will show you that tank, and then you can cause the tank to explode and hurt the ones that come up the ladder behind you. And the other machine gun guy that came down the thing, he's come here. Of course, he wasn't prepared for that quite a direct attack. Of course, the goal, they showed you right at the beginning, they showed you your goal is to get onto this gondola, get across. They provide you an incredible amount of ammo right here. Most of these, if you shoot them in the chest, you want to wait for them to get up and planted. Once they're staying there planted, of course that guy you want the barrel. There will be a guy come up. There'll be two flame. They have Molotov cocktails.
These guys on the side, you want to wait for them to plant. You don't have to use the sniper rifle on them. If you shoot them with the handgun in the chest, they will turn and just drop. Fall into the crevice. That guy, you really need him to run up further. You don't want to stop him there. You want him up further. Yeah, now you want those two guys together. Yeah, there you go. Should have really dealt with these guys first. I believe we've used up all of the ammo. We had a huge amount of handgun ammo when we started this mess. I mean, not this particular mess, but this whole run. We had like 70 rounds. They're all gone. There's some magnum ammo over here to the right, or to the left, if you can make this jump. It's really not all that hard, just keep running at the edge, but you have to actually be running full speed when you hit the edge. There's no jump button. Those vending machines have a lot of goo in them. They also have a couple of bombs, and one of them has a key in it. There's a room to the right back there that has some more goo in it. Just trying to skip by everything. We wind up making it through chapter 11 in just 25 and a half minutes.
Better get over there.
So it's kind of one of the medium length ones, I guess you will. I guess really maybe it's one of the longest as well. I mean, I think of chapter 10 as just being almost unbearably long. Like it needed to be broken into 2 chapters, but it only took us 2 minutes longer to get through it than it does chapter 11 here. So this video is going to cover both chapter 11 and chapter 12. Chapter 12 winds up being one of the shorter chapters. This is maybe a waste of time coming up here. Well, I won't call it a waste of time, but it's not necessary. You could have swam all the way around the corner, go over and fight with the guy on that you'll see at the end of this catwalk. But I was used to coming up here for that ammo.
Kidman,
and
hold on.
Help! There's too many of them!
There's sort of a debate. I call it a debate. Not really a debate. Other people say that shooting those guys up there will make what's coming when you get up there a lot better. Like, they actually stay dead. I couldn't tell any difference. It seemed almost unbearable. And I don't know why I can't hit this. Recticle seems to be on him. I mean, like, it's shooting right through. There he goes. If you go up there, you have to be able to shoot that body. Otherwise, you won't be able to. I mean, the guy's already. The squiddy thing is already over there. And so you won't be able to make it around the corner. If you go up on the scaffolding, that person has to be there. On Akamu, that guy's not there. So you cannot go up on that scaffolding. And as soon as that starts going, you want to drop at least one of those bodies and run in there. I think there's an achievement for hurting one of these things or killing one of them. The way to do that is to drop the one that was closer to the door. He's a firefighter and he has a tank on his back. So you drop him into the water, shoot the tank, the fish eats him, and the tank explodes on him. This area can go really pretty well, or it can go really pretty bad. This guy's like stuck. Oh, he's... I never knew why he was stuck. I just now saw it. There's a bear trap there on the ground. And so he got stuck on it. And you need them all down here. A good freezy bolt or a good electric bolt, either one, except for it needs to actually hit them. Makes that go pretty smooth.
Kidman, it's me.
Now once this segment starts, when she opens the door, she'll talk a little bit. Some people are going to burst through a door behind you, and you're going to be dragged back to the other side of the room. It doesn't matter where you were when she came out. It doesn't matter if you moved while you were talking to her. You're going to wind up right there. And then about the only thing you can do is run over there. She's usually a pretty good shot, but she will only kill 2 of them. And she will ignore the 3rd one for whatever reason. The guy in the other room with the machine gun standing behind a chest. He can be a bit of a problem. But, we're a tank. We have all kinds of health, so...
I'm so glad you're all right. Ever since
It's kind of a long walking and talking section now. It doesn't really qualify as a cutscene in the sense that you still have control. You could be standing still or you could be pressing forward. You can't run. You can only move at this speed. You can see when the conversation segments end, then all of a sudden Sebastian can run.
I think we've all been seeing strange things.
Conversation starts again and he crawls.
Headaches.
No. Why?
Joseph was. It's like he was turning into one of those things.
Maybe it doesn't affect everybody.
Cutscene there was you started to turn right after you talked about Joseph turning. You started to turn, and then you think Kidman shot you. When you play through the DLCs, you find out that Kidman didn't shoot you. She shot Ruvik, who was behind you, and that then broke the spell, and you came back to kind of normal. But she knows that she can't be around you because Ruvik will use you
into a monster.
that way.
You attacked me. I'm sorry, but you're tainted now.
And she has
You
a
might try to stop
serious
me through you.
Wait, what are you talking about?
encounter with Joseph when he turns. When Joseph turns, she winds up having to kill him in the DLCs. Though later she sees him alive, so it's kind of confusing as to whether or not that was really Joseph or what that was that she killed. There's nothing coming up that requires a whole lot of
Get it open.
ammunition loaded, but I just wanted to have everything built out.
Leslie, is that you?
It's kind of a stealth area. This next area is going to come up. There's going to be, it's not poisonous gas, but it's flammable gas. And you have to turn the flammable gas off in order to get to an area that you can get a key card to get out the main door. This first part, it starts off with a little bit of stealth. There are 2 traumas. If you remember, those are the big guys with the big wooden beams across their back. You see that guy right there. There's actually another one of them. They're easy to avoid. They're super easy to avoid. No, the second one came out, and you're standing right in front of him. So it's weird, but like it works. But, I mean, you were literally standing right in front of him. There are 2 normal zombies in this area. You can't use really any of your weapons at this point. For us, we can't even use the crossbow bolts, the harpoon bolts, because they are fully upgraded into incendiary bolts. I don't know why, but this time we managed to pull the stealth thing off and get a stealth kill. There's 2 of them wandering around in that area. And they often work in tandem, but I managed to get behind one of them. Once you get that wheel off, the card that you want is in a back room back here, kind of in a container car. Flashbang works, almost any bolt works. You either need to just distract them like that, or you can even blow them up with an exploding bolt. Works fine. We never even saw the other guy that was in that area wandering around. So that wound up being a very short run through that part. That part can be, especially since I had incinerate bolts. Now, if you haven't upgraded your weapon, and the reason some people don't upgrade to incinerate bolts before they get to that point is because you can use the bolt in there. You can't use an incinerary bolt, obviously, and you can't use any of the other bolts until you have turned the gas off. And so that can wind up being a very messy. And here I wasted some time. Could have just gone to the right, and I wouldn't even had to face this guy. Not that took a lot of time. But I could have gotten to this point by just going right instead of going into that building at all. So that was a waste of time. All right, well, that was our chapter 11. This video has chapter 12 in it as well. So we're going to meet up with Kidman and Joseph here on the bus. Kidman's driving. A big tick thing is following us. You can see we're past 3 hours now. We're at 3 hours and 13 minutes.
You're all right.
The progress achievement for getting past this part of the game is called arachnophobia type. It has arachnophobia in it, I believe. And so everybody's considering this a spider, but it only has 6 legs and it looks like a giant tick to me. So I call it the tick. There's not a lot of subtlety about it. Shoot it in the face as many times as you can. On casual, it doesn't attack very much. It will send these things out. These things will give you ammunition, so they're almost a blessing. Give you handgun ammo. It's a very little threat on casual or even on survival. I haven't played it on Nightmare. not quite to this point in Akumu. But I know you can't have those things wrap around your legs
I don't know how long we'll
in
be
that
safe
difficulty.
here.
Everything kills you if it touches you. So I've heard that his attack. He's also much more aggressive and attacks a lot.
Sebastian, they're above us. Watch out, they've got dynamite.
For a lot of this, you can let Joseph and Kidman take care of a lot of it.
One down.
I'm oddly dreading this part for Akumu. It just seems like it could be dangerous. Which is sort of taking the random gunshot from somewhere before you saw the person. Worries me.
Good night.
Get to cover. They're shooting from above.
Seems like I took a shot there, so in Akumu, that's game over, start over.
More of them on the move. Don't get rattled. He's down. Hit.
On top of us! Too many!
More of them.
There's not a whole lot to say. Just shoot them as you see them. I'm sorry, I'm just sitting here watching the game. Just not a whole lot to say about that. On casual, it's not really much of a threat. You can use a sniper rifle if you want, if you think you have enough ammo.
Enemy up front!
Leave these ones to me.
This one you can just leave to Joseph. Joseph will eventually take care of it. Of course, you taking care of it might go faster for the Quick and the Dead challenge. The next area is
That was a close one.
can be kind of hard. I don't think on this difficulty setting it's going to be a challenge to survive, but it might be a challenge to do quickly. Because there are a lot of zombies, but they're kind of spread out. Joseph's going to go through some discussion of what... Well, I think we're going to fight the tick again. It's going to jump down from above us. We're going to fight the tick.
Keep us to the left.
Same as we did the last time. On casual, he kind of telegraphs that. He picks that arm up. He'll pick up either one of the arms. He'll hold it up there for a while. You just need to not be on the side of the bus that has him, like if he lifts up his right arm, don't be on the right-hand side of the bus. His left arm, don't be on the right-hand side of the bus. From your perspective. The grenades I thought would help, but they don't really seem to do much of anything. I think they bounce off the back of the bus, and I never even see them go off. I mean, you kind of hear them, but... kitten.
Get this thing moving.
I tried to step on it there. It didn't really work, so. I kind of dread this part in Akamu. That I hear the tick is much more aggressive, even coming with different attacks than we saw there.
Where are we heading, Joseph?
Oh, it was a cutscene. That's right. It was a cutscene. And the tick gets he gets scrambled by a bridge. He's hanging onto the bus, and the bus drives under a bridge, and it clobbers him.
There might be some kind of first
And then Joseph is telling us that we need to get to Beacon Hospital, that's the key, and then he gets shot by a sniper, and now we're going to go get the health kit to heal Joseph. And this is the area that I was saying, for a speed run is problematic because there's a lot of the zombies, and they're sort of spread out. Of course, that's not a good start. My goal is to let them see me run over here. Oh, their sticks are bigger than my sticks. There's a dynamite.
Out of ammo.
Oh no. that was lucky. I'd like to say I did that on purpose just to kill that guy, but I didn't. It just happened. So now I don't have a shotgun, so I'm using a long rifle. As a shotgun, almost. There are upgrades you apply to your melee attacks, but I'm just kind of surprised that worked. And the flashbang went right by her. Found him. How'd that miss? So you can see I was worried about the time that it would take to get through all of this. And so I just boom. Okay. So I pressed hard. We got here finally. The medicine for Joseph is on that seat. Now you take it back, and there's a spot where you're going to get to use a big 50 cal on the back of a Humvee. Sounds like fun. Except for it doesn't aim for crap. It's really hard to aim. Now the very first time we played through on survival, I managed to find a place between the ambulance and that big truck to sit with my sniper rifle, and was able to shoot the guy through that. But every time since then I've tried to duplicate that and never got it to work. So now you see that the approach there was a decent approach, though I should have gotten rid of that barrel before going that way, because it was kind of dangerous. Now you see this thing, like, that should be, like,
how is that not mowing them down? But somehow it always takes a whole bunch of shots to hit them. I'm told this can actually be a problem in the Akuma runs. That those sticks of dynamite, they get too close, you know, a small fragment hits you, you die. See, I took some damage just getting there, so. But you see what I mean? Like, you shoot and you shoot and you shoot, and those crosshairs go right across targets, and yet they don't seem to die. I mean, this guy's walked all the way across there. And I thought in the past, in the It Is What It Is run, I got off the Humvee and started to go that way, and then there was somebody getting on the Humvee behind me, and I felt like I had to go back to it. I guess there it worked. I just ran, so might try to keep that in mind for when I get there.
I'm gonna push through. It's gonna get a little rough.
Okay, so our bus ride's going to end in a crash after Ruvik throws us into the hotel building. But that ends our chapter 12. We're at 3 hours and 26 minutes, which means we have just over an hour and a half left to complete the final 3 chapters of the game. We hope to see you in tomorrow's episode. Thanks for watching.